How can we prevent another Boston Marathon bombing? It is 4 days after the horrific Boston Marathon bombing, and it appears that at least one of the bombs was a homemade pressure cooker bomb deposited on the ground in a backpack. In the middle of thousands of people watching the finish of a major marathon, two men leave bombs and no one notices. But how could anyone have noticed? And how can this type of tragedy be prevented in the future? There were too many people for security or law enforcement to watch every single person, and the area where both bombs were left was accessible by anyone who happened to be passing by. Should every public event with large groups of people be cordoned off, only accessible by those with credentials? Or does everyone have to be searched, even during a marathon? In order to prevent a similar future bombing, public events would have to be so locked down as to not make them worth attending, or at least suck much of the fun out of them. The unfortunate answer is that there is very little we as a country can do to prevent another Boston Marathon type bombing, unless we give up a certain level of freedom for a potentially false sense of security. Perhaps we as a country should look at the way we treat the world around us, come to terms with our obsession with American exceptionalism, and focus more on our many and varied homegrown problems instead of exerting so much effort to fix other countries' dilemmas. No one could have imagined the horrors of this past Monday, except for the people who hatched the plan. And now it's up to us to make sure something like it never happens again.